Welcome to Office Hours at TradersPost for February 3rd, 2026. I'm your host, Peter Hartman, part of the marketing team here at TradersPost, alongside Mike Christensen, co-founder and CSO. We're always working to make TradersPost better day in and day out. Each week, we take a deep dive into all things TradersPost, answering your questions, gathering your feedback, and helping you get the most out of the best advanced trade execution engine available. To that end, we encourage you to submit your questions in the chat, and we'll get to them by the end of the stream. Today's stream is brought to you by BluSky, the best-in-class prop firm that offers same-day activation, daily payouts, and no max restrictions. But we'll tell you more about them later. First, a little housekeeping. Traders Post Tutor sessions. This is happening every Wednesday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's hosted by Trevor. I'll just pull it up on screen here so you can see what you're looking for. Let's go to here. All right, tutor sessions. We can see we already have one. Trevor already has one in the tank. It's right there. And it's going to take place Wednesdays at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Whoa, 142 views. Super popular. Way to go, Trevor. Fantastic. Just show you a little bit here. Showing you how to use TradersPost, how to connect it to TradingView. Now, what's going to happen on Tutors is that they're going to be showing you, Trevor's going to be showing you how to set up TradingView indicators, strategies, how to send alerts to TradersPost, how to get your TradersPost subscription configuration in optimal settings, creating and customizing JSON templates, tips and tricks we use for our own strategy setups. Actually, the more I talk about it, the more I'm like, I gotta subscribe to this every week. I gotta watch this every week. I'm getting crazy with trading now. I gotta know what Trevor knows. So definitely recommend you go and check that out. The previous episode is live right now, super useful, and the next one will be tomorrow. All right. Next up, we got a lot in our housekeeping here today. There's an interview that was just published, well, recently published. Justin from BluSky. This is an Alphas interview that Mike did. I want to show you a little bit of it. I want to give you a little teaser of what's in there. I'm going to say, should I play it first and then tell you? No, I'll say it after. So let me show you the little bit of this, and you folks will take a look. This.
I had that massive win, and I almost think it's a bad thing to start off your trading career with a massive win. The market punches you in the face and humbles you very quickly. I started using 20 indicators. My chart had 35 squiggly lines on it. I jumped from Telegram group to Telegram group, following different gurus. One of my goals was to end up working for a prop firm because I think the space is just, the potential is unlimited. And so it's funny, I actually started applying to any job that said prop firm on it. We see a lot of these 18-year-old kids. You can make $1 million in your first year if you follow my system. Everybody comes into the mindset of how fast can I pass an account and how soon can I get a payout? The key word is consistency. And if you can keep an account alive, you will succeed. It's the people that try to go for home runs that end up blowing their accounts constantly and get stuck in that break-even cycle. I don't consider myself a trader. I consider myself a risk manager.
Dude, that's my line. You just took it from me.
Shut up. No way.
That was a very useful interview for me, Mike. I pulled out a few gems from there. Justin's style, I think, really matches like my vibe and like what I would do. He talks about base hits, not home runs. That's a lesson I learned last week. Don't trade silver, folks. And he's focused on price action. Like, he just focuses on the price action. And I didn't really know what that meant until I started trading in the prop firm account, but now I get it. Like, you're not letting a bunch of other things sway you. You're like focused on the what's going on the chart. Do I have that right when it comes to like focusing on price action?
I think another part of it is that a lot of the candles that present themselves throughout the day are really just kind of noise. If there's not a lot of volume behind the candles and they're just kind of ticking along, there's two things that will push price in any one direction and just kind of drift in one way or another. And that's kind of the prevailing trend. What we're looking for is why larger candles start to present themselves, looking for reversals, looking for pattern setups. That's what we mean by price action. We expect price to respond to certain levels on the chart,
Right.
and when those levels arrive, the candles will tell the story. Otherwise, everything in between can just be a lot of noise. So
Right.
we want to find the signal through the noise.
That makes sense. That makes sense. I don't know why I started trading without. I mean, Justin says he doesn't use indicators. He just wiped them off of his chart. He
Mhm.
started out with a bunch and he made his life simpler. I think I've heard other people say that that's got to be valuable. For me, I put some indicators on there just to see the levels VWAP, and it dramatically helped me. I felt like um, when I see those indicators in those levels, and then seeing the price respond to that, now I feel like I'm really reading what's going on as opposed to just gambling, like just
Yeah.
guessing what the market's doing.
And most of the time, that is a very easy trap to fall into because there is just a lot of noise on the charts. We're looking to read where market participants are showing up and where they might be pushing price to a new zone.
And there was a question this morning in Price Action Live. I actually had the same one. What is it called? Is it called Bookmap?
Mhm.
Um, I can't remember what you said. How valuable is Bookmap? Like, should I get involved with Bookmap to see where those orders are being placed?
I think there's a lot of technical value from Bookmap because it shows you where participants are ready to catch price if it arrives there. So it's a good way to observe open liquidity. We're looking for resting stop orders, resting limit orders, resting buy limit orders, resting stop orders. All these different types of orders are basically stacked up on the chart, and it kind of represents more of that voting pattern, right? Where participants are saying, "Hey, this price is really important to me. When it gets here, I want to behave a certain way at that price." I would say that for many people, using Bookmap is likely to be a lot more noise. It's going to be difficult to turn it into something that can be a repeatable pattern for edge because there is a lot of data there. It's a lot to perceive. It's everything outside of the candles, right? If when you look at the candles, you're looking at the price match. You're looking where a buyer and a seller got paired, and volume appeared at that exact price. And everything in Bookmap is everything that's happening outside of that price. It's everything that is above the price and below the price, the bidders and the bids and the asks. And those prices can be kind of all over the place. Sometimes orders will come on and then be removed. Sometimes there's large lots that look like it could be a very important thing, but then suddenly disappear. And that's people who've put an order on and then actually canceled it after the fact. So because of the noise, I would say that I would venture to spend more time focusing on the charts for now because that represents the actual matched prices, and the closed candles are what to start paying attention to first. Eventually, Bookmap can be a very valuable tool to give you a little more insight as to what's happening with resting liquidity.
That makes sense. Well, for now, I'm gonna rely on my PAL indicator, my Mike and Tom live on stream, because this morning you saved me because I was seeing all those red candles going down, and I was going, and then you kept saying how you were seeing orders, buyers at a level below, and I was like, oh, there's danger down below. I can't see it, but Mike is seeing it,
Yep.
and I I kept, even though I came out of the game and I was just watching, but in my head I said I would go in short right here, and
Mhm.
right where you said the green candles started showing up, and I know the green candles got kind of erased, but I would have been washed out,
Right.
giving back all my gains, and you saved me going there. So look, maybe I'm not a bookmap guy right now, but I'm definitely a price action live guy. Never,
I
not going
appreciate
to
you
change
saying
about
that.
it. Is there anything just before we move on that stands out to you for the Justin interview? I mean, I have something I can say if you want to think about it, but is there anything that stands out to you in that interview that you enjoyed, like, thought it was noteworthy?
Yeah, I thought it was kind of cool that he had a similar phrase about not being a trader and being a risk manager. That's been
Yes.
something I've been saying for a long time. We are paid to manage risk, and the markets will reward us handsomely if we're managing that risk well and not destroying or increasing the likelihood of risk of ruin. So if you can stay in that lane, manage that risk, then when that move does come and find itself in your favor, that's when you hang on for as long as possible. All the while, the rest of it's just survival and risk management.
Right, right. I highly recommend, folks. Let me just pull this up back here because I want you to see it. I want you to see what this interview looks like. I highly recommend you go and check out the interview with Justin. I don't know, like, to me, it was special. Where is it? It's where are you? Oh, it's not alive. There it is, right there, Justin, right there. I don't know if, like, I how do I want to say this? I put extra value on what Justin was saying because he works at a prop firm company.
That's
Okay.
right. Yep.
And I was like, I want to hear the insight from the guy who's on the inside there. And he said something, and I'm never gonna forget it. It's just been in my head ever since I heard it. Now, I don't know if he's being hyperbolic or whatever, but there was definitely value in what he said, which was discipline and consistency. If you're
Mhm.
disciplined and you can keep an account alive, you will get a payout. I was like, bro, that's that's what I need to hear. And so today, that's what I practiced, discipline. I wanted to keep going in and keep chasing those red candles, but I was like, I need to practice. I did 4 trades, successful, stand back, and I felt at peace. And I kind of felt one with Justin in that moment. I'll tell you that. So discipline is what stood out to me there. Definitely, folks, go and check that out. All right, and just before we jump into the questions, we got some good questions here today. Not too many. I think we got about 5, and I'm going to be looking
Yep.
at the
And
chat
we had
here in just a moment.
one quick comment here from Tiny Toons Fiesta as well. I think if we can throw this on, I'm happy to answer to it.
Sure. Hello. Right now, I'm trading with horizontal lines. It's annoying. I saw the pad and looks great. Wondering if once the stop loss entry orders are placed, if you can move them around the chart.
So good question. Not really, not the way you're thinking. In when you connect a broker through TradingView, you can see those open take profit and stop loss lines. If you are to move one of those for the reference account, as we'll call it, that would only move those orders for that one account, not all of your TradersPost connected subscribed accounts. If you're only trading one account, then yes, you could send the original signal. It has the bracket order. You can move it on TradingView if you want to, but Command Pad is designed to keep sending signals to TradersPost, and currently we don't support the ability for you to replace your bracket orders. So what would have to happen is you would send a cancel order and then set a new take profit limit order, and that would replace the original take profit you had. The problem is it's no longer an OCO order, which means that if it's triggered, if you have any other open orders that you've added to that, like another stop loss, that's not going to get canceled out. So you just got to be kind of careful about how you replace your orders with TradersPost. I do plan on creating a little bit more of comprehensive coverage on the different types of order types that can be sent to TradersPost with the command pad. So look forward to that in the coming weeks.
And on that note, we're looking for beta testers for the TradersPost command pad. So if you're interested in that, I know a few people have been asking about it. Send an email to support@traderspost.io and let us know you're interested. So that's support@traderspost.io, and we'd love to get your email.
Yep. Just make sure to use the word beta and let us know you want to be on the list, and we'll make sure you're included.
Tom says it's not book Mac, Peter. It's book map. God, I thought I was pronouncing it properly. I don't know.
I heard bookmap.
He's thinking Big Mac, I'm sure. Okay, I'm being roasted in the chat there. My pronunciation needs some work. Mike Davis here. Mikey Davis with the like drop. I strongly agree. Excellent. Yes, like the video if you like this type of content. We got some questions here for you. Remember, if you have any other questions, you feel free to post them in the chat. If you're watching this after the fact, you can send them at support or there's a little bubble on the TradersPost.io page, and you can send your questions in there. All right. Let's get to our first question here. Let's see. Kevin asks, how can I export trade alerts from TradingView so you can see the amount of alerts created versus the ones you received?
Interesting. Yeah, the log is not exportable. Well, you can download the log as a CSV, but linking those together might be a little tricky. We do have the ability for you to export your trade history in the subscriptions page on TradersPost. So if you look through the trade history for any of your subscriptions, it is possible to see an export tool there. And you could try to line those up, but it would take some work to combine the CSV files together and try to compare and contrast the differences between them, and also try to make sure the timing is lined up. So check out the log on TradingView. You can download the log as a CSV. It doesn't give you a ton of data as to whether or not that included a webhook. So you got to try to figure out which ones were alerts that were just price alerts and which ones were alerts that had a webhook connected to them.
Sam said he's asking about exporting from TradingView. Show how it's possible to export alerts.
Yeah, that's what we're talking about. So if you go to the alert log on TradingView, there is a 3-dot menu there to download the log as a CSV. So you should be able to compare the log from TradingView to the log on TradersPost.
Gotcha. And Tom also added you can use AI to pair the trades. I was going to bring up AI, but I think I'm. Do I want to be known as the AI guy? I keep bringing it up. Like my partner's like, where would you like to eat dinner tonight? Oh, AI.
Let me go ask ChatGPT.
That's right. Excellent. Yes, I think I might answer that question perfectly. Thank you so much. Next one here. Oh, just before we get to that other question in the chat, Tiny Tunes Fiesta said, okay, thanks. Just to follow up there. For my use case, it works. I only trade one account.
Got it.
And he says, I signed up.
Cool.
Good job. Excellent.
Yeah, if you're just trading the one account and you do have that account connected to TradingView, then yes, you can modify the orders from TradingView using the lines that will now show up there. But if you're trading multiple accounts, then that would only affect one account, not all the accounts.
Jiva asks, I'm using TradingView to send webhook signals to execute futures trades in TradeAvate via TradersPost. My signals include take profit ticks and stop loss ticks, but these values are not being applied even though allow signal overrides is enabled. I need the ability to override stop loss and take profit from the signal payload.
It looks like there's an issue with how those properties are being sent. Take underscore profit underscore ticks is not valid. It's not a valid property name. You'll need to look at our documentation to see how the message should be constructed. I'm thinking that you may have been misled by AI somewhere that told you that those were properties to send over. If you want to reach out to us on support and just let it know that you want to talk to a human agent, we can take a look more closely at your request and make sure that you're getting the right information.
Thank you for that question, Jiva. Next up, James asks, I want to add a condition to my buy I close strategy. I want to add the condition that the trade should only be executed if volume is less than 67.2 million shares prior to close. How could I do that?
That would be something you'd want to custom code in PineScript on TradingView, because we don't currently look at volume across any of the instruments that are traded on TradersPost. We don't have historical price data at the moment either. So we wouldn't be able to create those types of conditions on TradersPost. You'd have to create a rule for that in like custom PineScript, and then decide whether you want to send the alert to TradersPost as a result of that condition being true.
Awesome. All right, before we jump into the last two questions, let's hear a word from our sponsor. This episode is brought to you by BluSky. If you're looking for a prop firm built for real traders and that's automation friendly, meet BluSky. And when you pair it with TradersPost, it just clicks. BluSky is a best-in-class prop firm with same-day activation, daily payouts, and no max restrictions. They also offer launch plans starting at $49. And if you're a first-time subscriber, use coupon code WELCOME26 to get 50% off your launch plan. Get funded with BluSky, execute with TradersPost. Sign up today at blusky.pro. That's BLUSKY.pro. And plug in your edge. Trading involves risk. Use proper risk management. All right, welcome back, folks. Remember to like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. We got a lot of stuff happening here on the TradersPost YouTube channel. Not only do you have office hours, which takes place today, Tuesdays, well, every Tuesday at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where you can ask your questions. You can also watch Price Action Live, which happens with Mike and Tom. They trade the open 4 days a week, Tuesday to Friday, 9:30 a.m. to around 10:30 a.m. They trade the open using TradersPost and trading with prop firm accounts. So if you want to see how TradersPost is being used, and if you want to also trade with them, that's a fun time to do it. We also have Blueprint, which takes place on Thursdays at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's where myself and Tom is the expert coder here, who creates indicators, strategies, different utilities, testing out different AI tools using Claude code, things like that. On the next Blueprint coming up, actually, this Thursday, he'll be reviewing the new Codex app, how it handles Pine script creation and automation. So if you're interested in that, that's taking place this Thursday at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then, of course, Friday, we have an aftermarket commentary show where we talk about the markets, talk about the trades that week, shoot the breeze. We'd love to have you there. Next question here from Kokomo. Feature request: a single webhook for my account and the ability to decide which strategy or subscription to trade on based on the JSON payload.
We've thought about that in the past. It has come up, but from a design perspective, we chose to have you choose one webhook URL per strategy. And in the future, we could make it to where we can support one webhook request that then gets routed to one of your strategies. But at the moment, we are going to continue to support the infrastructure from a single strategy, single webhook URL approach. We'll let you know if that changes, Kokomo.
All right, good question. I think I've heard that asked before. Feature request. I wonder. I like having the multiple webhooks. It feels like safer, but I don't know. Maybe that's just me. All right. Derek asks, I see there is a webhook under the strategy and a webhook under the subscription. If a subscription is linked to a strategy, will these webhooks be the same?
Yes, it's just a convenience feature to show the webhook URL for the strategy on the subscription page, but it doesn't mean it's a different URL. If you're on a subscription, you're referring to the webhook URL of that strategy. It all belongs to the same family.
All right, good. Lastly, here we have a question in the chat to wrap things up. We have Tiny Toons Fiesta who's asking, would I be able to trade options from the pad or only futures? I primarily trade options and most of the vids are futures related, mostly enter and exit at certain percentages.
Yep. Let me make a video to show it. I've got one more key feature I'm looking to implement that lets you choose if you want to set your take profits and stop loss in delta price, meaning relative to the market price, or if you want to do it in percentage terms. And then once you set that setting, then your take profit and stop loss can be reflected in percentage terms. So let me work on that feature. We'll get everybody updated on the beta test, and then I'd love some feedback from you guys. Of course, once you get Command Pad in your hands, I do want to encourage you to make sure that you are doing this with a paper account, because this is going to send real orders to TradersPost. So you want to make sure everything's getting set through properly and doesn't put any real money at risk.
Awesome. Excellent. Fantastic. Well, that's it for us, folks. You have about 5 seconds to put your questions in the chat, or else that's it. We're gone. This is me.
I'm out of here. We'll just cut you loose.
That's right. I'm stalling for your benefit now. I mean, start typing. It's about to end. But that's it. Mike, I've got the bug. I've got the trading bug. I'm addicted. I'm addicted in a good way. Not addicted. I'm passionate. All right.
I feel it. I've had the passion for over a decade now. It's really hard to let go once you catch this process of seeing how markets are just constantly available. There's opportunities everywhere. It's hard to let go of. So we are just as passionate as I know our users are and our customers, and we appreciate that you guys are here showing up every day with us and willing to join us. Sorry, I got a little distracted by Tom asking, why is Tom more handsome than Peter?
Out of bounds. I had the experience for the past few little while now where my partner would come into my room with my daughter and like looking for my attention, but I'm there in a trade going like, get out of here.
Hold on 1 second. Yeah.
So now all the stories that I've been hearing with the people you've interviewed on alphas, I get it now. I get it now.
Just don't forget those stop losses. That way you can, have a kiss, have a hug, go grab some coffee or whatever and come back and go, well, at least my stop triggered properly.
I swear, Mike, I swear the market knows when I put a stop loss. It just and continues on its way, just washes me out.
I know you're early in your journey, but I will tell you that is a common belief of people who just start out, that the market somehow knows that your presence is there. I promise you, you are noise just like everyone else.
I will rest in the cupboard, but my God, it feels like sometimes something's out to get me, but I get it. All right, folks. Thank you so much for giving us your attention here today. Remember to like and subscribe. My name is Peter. This has been Mike, and as always, happy trading.
Here's everybody.
Plus, I've been listening to